Project IBIS, it's again the Nazi connection. The name comes from the Giza intelligence group underneath the Giza pyramids, the Nazi group in World War II.
What Nazi group is this?
It's known as the Giza intelligence, the Nazi group.
And which part of the Giza plateau were they involved with?
I don't know. I just know they were based underneath the Giza pyramids. There was a facility, the Nazis in World War II, and the name connects to Thoth, the immortal, in the Egyptian. His some connection with an ibis bird would represent Thoth in Egypt.
And what were they trying to find in Egypt, or what did they find in Egypt?
I think they found some kind of life extension technology, and this was effectively this was a major part of the ibis program, was life extension, regeneration. Is there some kind of chamber that you could mention, or any particular area? Yeah, there's the emerald chambers. The emerald? Or the emerald rooms. But I think that's in more than one location. I'd rather not talk too much about the emerald rooms. I'd rather just focus, because it's such a complex subject. It's
Is this to do with the storage of souls on the earth and the recreation on earth?
This is very much physical. At the Q552, we were being indoctrinated with Nazi principles, Germanic principles.
Were you indoctrinated by Nazis?
Yeah, it was Nazi. It wasn't just Nazis there, but there was a big Nazi presence. Some of the philosophies were indoctrinated with there. You see those philosophies in Germanic organisations to this day, like the Odinist Fellowship in this country. The philosophies are based around, obviously, the creation of an Uberman, a Superman. But they see life on Earth as a means to an end. They're not trying to get somewhere else. They're not trying to get to heaven or another planet. They want to become physically immortal in this body, on this Earth, and stay here. Now, we're also indoctrinated with the Germanic belief in endless warfare. That would be our reality. Once we stayed here physically, our reality would be endless warfare, and there'd be periods of rest.
Purely to maybe reorganize the logistics, or?
They talked about the 1,000-year Reich, the 1,000 years of peace, which would be periods of rest in between the warfare, and then it would just be a continuous cycle. And that was effectively how they'd indoctrinated us to be assassins when we were older, so we could keep functioning. If we were concerned about the next hit and had anxiety about that, we wouldn't be able to carry it out and function. But if in our mindset, if we believed that we were designed for endless warfare and it would never stop, we would just accept that and be relaxed when we were involved in assassination. I'm not sure the mountain name. I know that there's a logging compound nearby, and there's an old access route near the logging compound that actually takes you to the base in the mountain. And Nelson's a very small town there. Again, the above ground section of it was an aircraft hangar, and when we were first brought there as babies...
Is it got a runway and landing place, or?
It's fenced off, high fences, and it has a runway in front of the aircraft hangar as you come in. But the aircraft hangar's sort of fenced around. The runway's here and the aircraft hangar's here.
Yeah.
It's quite a big building. But as babies, we slept in the aircraft hangar often because it was essentially a trauma centre, so they wanted us to be exposed to the cold. And there was sets of cots in there.
So this is high up, I mean, it's a couple of thousand feet up.
High up over the Rocky Mountain, yeah. Very high. It's near Banff National Park.
Right.
So we were kind of being exposed to the elements, essentially. We slept there in the aircraft hangar with the doors open, and there was rows of cots, and we were under 24-hour armed guard at all times, so we couldn't be rescued from that facility because there were factions there that would rescue us at the first opportunity. The people that,
like the parents or the
special forces groups. The people that guarded us they wore black uniforms, and they wore black masks, but sometimes they wore the ultra-modern SS uniform.
What's that?
It's kind of like your standard SAS Black Ops uniform. Black boots, black trousers, black top, but it has chest plates and there's leather around the arms, and it has the SS double rune on the chest. The SS symbol. It was the name of the project that I was involved in, born into, effectively, was named Project IBIS, and it was run by the NSA and MI6. And it was tracking 42 children from different countries, and all those children were brought to a facility in Canada in the Rocky Mountains, underneath a small town called Nelson. And
what countries? Why were they selected?
According to the file information that I've seen, they were selected because of their DNA. The NSA information that I've seen says that we have what they call blood prime, which it states Anunnaki DNA.
What is blood prime? What specifically are the differences?
I think it's a type of alien DNA, human, alien, hybrid.
Is there any particular rhesus negative, positive, or anything like that?
I think there's the rhesus negative factor in it. I think the O negative factor. Yeah.
So how are the children selected as such? I mean, does that mean there's some means of selecting as if because it's from different, at birth, people's bloodline, medical records?
I think the mothers were selected, and the embryos were cloned embryos grown in an artificial environment, test tube babies. And I think those, from my understanding, those embryos were then implanted into specific women who gave birth, and then at the time of birth the children were transported to the underground facility in Nelson in Canada. The name of that facility was a Q552.
Where's Nelson? Is it in Manitoba, Winnipeg, somewhere?
That's a small town in the Rocky Mountains. It's in British Columbia, in Canada. So we were all taken there at the time of birth. Some from America, I think. There was some from South America, obviously some from the UK. I don't know who the other 42 children are. I've got a rough idea.